Hello everyone. Yeah, welcome here. And today I'm going to tell you that can a Hindi medium student be fluent in English? So, I'm from Hindi medium background. Till my graduation, everything that I did it was all in Hindi, and I didn't have much exposure with English language. But again, I always wanted to speak in English. I don't know why. I had this huge craze with the English language that if I would be able to speak in English, everybody would give me respect. And then I just used to feel that English, maybe we should know how to speak English. I used to feel that we should be capable of speaking in English, right? So the thing is that there was no one who could guide me. I did a lot of efforts to learn this language. So initially when I would be talking, I used to make a lot of mistakes, like so many mistakes I used to make. For examples, I didn't know much about the grammar. I would be always dubious that am I using the right sentence, am I supposed to say like this. So I was always like this, and always in the back of my mind I would be thinking that I'm not a confident speaker, I'm not a good speaker, there are so many people who are better than me. Like we always feel that we are not good, we are not someone who is like a very profound speaker, no matter how much efforts we are putting. But again, we have this the voice from inside that always hampers our progress. That voice would always say that you are not good, you are not good. I was such I'm such a negative person. That voice would always linger in my mind every time. And when you don't have anyone who can guide you, see, do this, these channels are good, you can follow this and this application is good, you can do this and this. So you feel good, okay, there's someone who can motivate us. And if we would be having any kind of difficulty, we can always count to this person. In my case, I didn't have anyone, and I just had this huge craze where I would be able to speak in English. So what did I really do? First thing, I kind of focused more on the reading. I know it is a very boring way, but let me tell you, I read so many books. So what I would be doing, I would be reading a lot of books. I started with Chetan Bhagat. So he writes in a lucid way, though I'm not like a huge fan of him. But I think if you are a beginner, you can go ahead with Chetan Bhagat. And if you're not someone who is in romance genre, so you can go ahead that book. No, what is the name? Yeah, the name of the book is The Girl in Room 105, if I'm not mistaken. So you can go ahead with that book. That book is kind of good. Like I would rate like 3 out of 5. Yeah, good book. So you can count on that book. You can just read. Okay, so what I used to do with the book, I would be reading a chapter. Okay, whatever I read, I would be summarizing. Right, so I would be summarizing it to myself, that what was there in the chapter. So I did this, and I know it is like a very boring method, because you're reading, you don't have anyone. It is all like a lone practice kind of thing, but it works. Plus when you're reading, you are kind of know few vocabularies, you get to know a lot of new words. For example, even I learned a lot of new words when I was reading a lot of books. For example, indulge, engross, inculcate, like so many words are there. So just go and read. That is the one thing that you can do. Apart from that, grammar. Now, I know there would be people who would be saying, hey, we need to speak, we don't need to write. Why do we need to learn grammar? It is necessary, okay? So the thing is that I think that you don't need to have the proficient knowledge in the grammar, but at least the functional knowledge, so that you would be aware that where to use does, where to use do, when would I say wants or when would I say want. Like this much knowledge should be there. It's not like you would be saying, hey, do it. Wrong, right? So you should at least have the basic grammar knowledge. Now I would be mentioning few of the grammar topic that you can refer to. For example, tenses, very important. Tenses, conjunction, preposition, and modals. I think these four, if you would learn, these four grammar topic, if you would cover, you would be able to express your views in a very eloquent manner, so that you can do. And then also I think writing is somewhere good. I used to write also. So like every day I would be writing around 1 or 2 pages, and what I would be writing basically my own feelings. It was like more like a diary entry. I would be saying whatever I'm doing, and I can, like when you're writing the same thing in the whole diary, you feel that I'm not improving, but you are improving. Plus you can always do experiment, write some fictional story, become like a storyteller, write a story that you are like an alien, you did something. You can always do experiment, right? So you can do that also. And apart from this, online application, yeah, these are like the game changer. Online application, you can just download any application. There are so many on the Play Store. So just go and download any application where you would be able to talk to the people, right? So talk to the people. The only mantra is to speak, speak, speak. But again, with the speaking, you need to know a basic grammar, that so that you would know that where you are making mistakes. And then again, you need to read like novels or any book, so that you would know some vocabularies. Because if you don't know the words, how would you speak? If you don't know the grammars, you would be making mistakes. So just to avoid that, I think all the 4 aspects of the language are important: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. Everything is important. So this is why, because few people are more into speaking, and they would be just speaking. So the thing is that I think listening is also important, because when you are listening some profound level of English, you kind of inculcate that in your day-to-day life, right? Because you are just able to retain few words from there, and then you would be using those words in your speaking. So in that way, you are going to enrich your level of speaking. That is important. The reading is again very much important, because you are again, you get to know about the structure, sentence structure, vocabulary. Also, it kind of help you. It kinds of help you in organization. So you get to know how to organize your thoughts. That is also one plus point. And then also helps you to for like the memorization thing. And yeah, writing is also good, because again it helps you to present your viewpoint in a very coherent manner. So you can do that actually. So see, like it took me a while, I think 6 months or something. So 6 months back, I wasn't able to speak in English. I used to make a lot of silly mistakes. Giving example, I would always say, "You do not do this." I didn't know the grammar. I used to make a lot of mistakes. I would be like, it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Earlier I didn't know, but again, you need to know the grammar. Even after knowing the grammar, you need to know how to apply those knowledge in your speaking, because most of the time I was aware of my, all the grammatical rules, but again, the applying part was missing. Even though I was aware of the grammar rules, again I was making mistakes. So focus more on the applying thing. I think it should be more like 20-80%. 20% try to learn something new. You can just watch or read something, or then 80% you need to speak. The speaking is the main part. If you want to improve your spoken English, speaking is the only mantra, but does not mean that you are going to ignore the rest of the aspects of the language. That you cannot do, because without that you won't be able to articulate your thoughts in a very eloquent manner. That won't be possible. So focus on all the 4 aspects of a language. That's pretty much, that's all I want to say. And one more extra advice is that when you would be learning any language or anything in the world, you would be facing a lot of hurdles. So you need to be motivated at that time. You don't need to lose this spirit, and don't say that I am not good in this, I'm not good in that. Don't do the negative thinking. Okay, we are not going on that track. Be positive. And I would also recommend you or suggest you one thing, that you can record your process. For example, I'm making a video, and I know this is my first time recording myself, so it is not up to the level, but again, I think it is good. I'm getting out of my comfort zone. Okay, so what you can do, you can record your own video, and then you can just store it in any file, or you can record your voice note also. So in that way, suppose after months and you are feeling demotivated, just look at your first video and see the progress. You would be feeling, okay, I'm progressing, and that feelings literally, like, it literally helps you to learn a lot. So you can that, like, do that. Okay, keep the track. Giving my example, I am pathetic when it comes to writing. So when I used to write the diaries, my earlier diary, if you would see, I have made like the blunders, a lot of mistakes. So that then I'm like, oh my gosh, I used to write in that manner. It seems so kiddish. So I would be making like so silly mistakes. But when I look at now, I know that I could have written this better. So I can only tell this because I have improved, right? So if you would have the track of your learning process, you would be motivated. Like anytime you're getting demotivated, just see your past performance and how you are and where you are standing right now. Because I think if you are putting efforts in anything, definitely you are going to improve. This is all in the back of our mind. We always think we are not good enough. Hey, we are good enough. Okay. So don't be negative, don't be a procrastinator, don't be like an overthinker or a negative thinker. Always think that you can do it. There's only you who can do it, and so many, as like so many other people did it. So many other people who are like non, native speaker, they have also got the proficiency, like the proficient level on the English language. So why can't you do it? Like, you can also do it. Okay, so I'm not dragging the video. Thank you so much for watching it, and this is like my first video, so I have made a lot of mistakes.